I cold plunge every day and it makes me feel amazing each and every time. Okay, maybe not every day, but I try to.
4 tips to get the most out of your cold plunge experience and to make it easier to sustain those cold temperatures. Number 1, this was a recommendation by Mr. Andrew Huberman. He said that if you dip
Premièrement, j'ai développé une résistance au froid incroyable. J'ai presque jamais froid. Je peux aller en vacances.
Everyone says discipline is so important, but they never want to tell you why. I'll tell you why. It's the strongest.
In this video, we'll talk about the benefit of cold exposure and how often you should do it so that you can actually enjoy these benefits. And also, if a shower is as good as a cold plunge or even a cryo. But first, let's talk about history because there's a cool fact about cold exposure. Did you know that even the Egyptians back then, like thousands of years ago, were doing this? And then the Romans were doing that as well. And then obviously we all know that the Vikings were all loving this. And nowadays, the north country of Europe, Norway, Sweden, they also have this kind of culture of cold and warm exposure. So you're gonna ask me, who is this for, right? Who can do cold plunge and cold exposure? Not only athletes, it's for pretty much everybody. Whoever wants to level up their health game, whoever wants to challenge themselves and being uncomfortable. Because one thing that Gary Breccia mentioned multiple times in his podcast or on stage is that being comfortable is what actually kills you. I mean, think about this way. As soon as you retire, you go somewhere where it's warm, you just are trying to stay in your comfort zone, being as comfortable as you can, and you don't try to challenge yourself anymore, right? Slowly, but surely, you're fucking dying. Nowadays, we can live up to 100 years pretty easily with all the tech and the actual, information we have about the human body and how we can manipulate all the genetics and all these kind of things. So looking for places or moments in your life to be uncomfortable will help you to achieve this longevity goal of yours, right? And also not to age in the wrong way. I mean, pretty much what I mean by that is basically like just trying to feel your 20 years old self when you are actually 80. And some people do. Some people do. So if they can do it, we can too. It's our own choice to take and make the right decisions for ourselves so that we can accomplish these longevity goals. And cold exposure is probably one of them. But besides the fact that it will help you to be uncomfortable and not settle for being comfortable, it has also many benefits. One of these benefits is reduced inflammation, which is a big factor in today's society. It will boost your immune system like crazy, like seriously crazy. I'm never sick. I'm going outside sometimes when it's 0 degrees outside with a t-shirt. I don't care. I'm not cold, I'm never sick. So Wim Hof said, I do not get cold. Why? Because I'm going towards the cold, so the cold doesn't get to me. That's exactly what that is. This little 46 degrees temperature water is saving you from being cold or sick ever because it boosts the hell of your immune system. But also, it will create dopamine and serotonin boosts, which will trigger a better mood, less anxiety. And this right away for several hours after you have actually done your cold plunge. Also, some studies say that it actually burns brown fat and increases the speed of your metabolism. So you will burn more fat and lose weight by just doing cold exposure. The question now is once a week good, but for how long? How many times a week do I have to do it? And I got the answer. So I put my camera in the cold as well. She's probably need it. It's a she. Might call her Benedict, who knows. Anyway, how long you should do it and how often you should do it. So let's take a week. You should do, to make it simple, 11 minutes per week total. I would not recommend to do 11 minutes at once, but you should do something like 4 minutes, 3 minutes, 2 minutes even, multiple times so that you get to your 11 minutes per week. The way I do it is pretty simple. So I do exactly 3 minutes at least 4 times a week. So I pretty much try to do it daily, but sometimes, I just don't. I know that during the week, my routine on the morning is wake up, drink water, and then hop in the plunge right away at 7 a.m. so that I can get the first boost I need for my day. And I do 3 minutes. I set up my timer to 3 minutes and 15 seconds. So I have 15 seconds of psychological, like, you know, like get ready shit, right? Because if you don't, you will procrastinate right in front of the cold plunge where I'm standing for several minutes and waste your time. It happened to me. That's why these 15 seconds extra are crucial for me to be like, I have to be fully immersed by 3 minutes. So 15 seconds to be fully immersed. So 4 times 3, it's obviously 12, and we cover 11 minutes right here. I found that stopping for over 3 days in a row will make it harder for the first time you do it after. It doesn't get any easier from there. That's what I'm trying to say. It will always be a challenge. And it will always be that zone of not being comfortable that triggers you and be like, I got this, baby. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's go get it, right? How do I start? What are your pro tips, Justin? Because you got pro tips, baby. I've been doing this for a few years. 2 years, I think. Yeah, it's about 2 years. And I can tell you about it. So the tip number 1 was the 3 minutes and 15 seconds, right? Having 15 seconds to commit to be fully immersed in this beautiful baby. The second tip I have is you should start slowly, but at least 90 seconds. The reason I say 90 seconds is because once you get to your comfortable breathing, you will feel like it's easy. The first and the hardest part is getting immersed and staying immersed or until your breathing is calming down. Because as soon as you get in, you will want to inhale and exhale through your mouth and potentially hyperventilating. And the first time you do it, it should take between 45 to 60 seconds for your breathing to calm down naturally. Once you get this done, it doesn't get easier. That's why I say 90 seconds, because after 60 seconds, you'll be like, I can do 30 more seconds. I can do 60 more seconds. You know what? I do my 3 minutes, like Justin said. If you are like, you know what? Today I'm gonna do 1 minute, 2 more 1 minute and 10 seconds. It's not gonna work. Just bite the bullet, get your ass in this cold water, enjoy the breeze. The other thing you can do is, once you get more acclimated to the routine, is what we call box breathing. You're gonna breathe in for 5 seconds, hold for 5 seconds. Yeah, hold for 5 seconds, and then inhale for 5 seconds, and then hold for 5 seconds, and then repeat. Inhale 5, hold, exhale 5, hold, inhale 5. Right? So the cycle should take 20 seconds. It is pretty hard to do. I'm just getting into it now because this is really hard to do for the first 30 seconds. Pretty hard. I've tried to do it on this shot right here, you can see. And as you can see, I'm having a hard time, you know, keeping the breathing in and out at 5 seconds. I felt like I was inhaling in sequences, and basically what happened when you are not able to control your breathing. But with practice and consistency, it will get perfect. Another thing you can also do if you don't want the breathing part and stuff, you can also go on TikTok. It helps. I'm not gonna lie, having your hands immersed is harder and better. Whenever I do put my phone aside, just keep an eye on the timer, I feel like way more benefits. Do it and you will see it will get easier until it doesn't get easier, and it's just the hardest thing of your day to get out of the way basically in the morning so that you can be a killer for the rest of it. This is being uncomfortable, baby. Being uncomfortable makes you who you are. We talked about all of this, and now we want to know if a cold shower is as beneficial as a cold plunge or even cryotherapy. I've started with cryotherapy. That's why like getting into the cold plunge was not hard for me, because I was doing cold plunge cryotherapy for a while already. But shower is, I would say it's hard because it's movemented cold water. So there are some facilities that have these cold plunges, and you can even buy them at home for just a minimum price minimum and ridiculous price of only $5,000 or plus. This one costs us $5,000 and it's not moving, and it's good quality. So if you want something that's moving and it's good quality, it's gonna cost you a lot. If you have currents, it makes it way harder because you feel like the cold is colder. But the cold shower is gonna be hard because of this, but you have to do it like a man. And if you're a woman, you have to do like a man still. No, maybe you can do it like a woman, but like a strong woman, not a pussy. There are pussy men too. Okay, don't start with this shit. Put a comment if you're mad because I'm saying shit like this. So let me show you what I'm talking about doing a pussy shower or a real cold shower. Okay, so this is a cold shower. Okay, we're all the way to the right. It's cold as it will get. I'm not gonna feel the cold because I just had a cold plunge. But what I want you to do is not this. This is a pussy shower, right? The water is just going here. I want it fully like back and neck like that, like at least. So it goes back and front, both. See, now it's going everywhere, right? And it's not gonna be perfect. This is why the cold plunge and the cryotherapy are way better when it comes to consistency overall the body, right? But yeah, don't be a pussy. Don't be like, I do a cold shower every day. Look at this. Come on, bro. And stay at least 3 minutes, same thing, okay? Try to be as immersed as possible. If you have something like this, like I got right here, that's even perfect. That's better, right? Because it's like I always say, it's like getting buckets of water on your head as a shower. If you like the video, make sure you subscribe, give me a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments if you ever done cold exposure and how you did it. What was your, you know what? What was your experience? Tell me about it. And if you feel like you don't breathe good enough, check this video right here. I tried to wear nasal strip for 7 days and it kind of changed the way I see my own nose because I couldn't breathe before basically. So now I wear them. For sensitive subjects, it may shrink your nuts and your eggplant. For women, I have no idea what it makes you shrink. You guys tell me in the comments, I'm curious now.